Hi, I'm Becky and I am a member of the Dishdog staff, and I'm here today to introduce our amazing product, the benefits, the advantages, and the features of this product. So to start, the way it shows up or the way it is assembled is on a roll like this. There's 15 sheets in a roll, so this will last well over a year. Each sheet lasts at least a month, usually longer than that because it can be repurposed, which is something I'm going to show you in a little bit. But one of my favorite things about the product is actually, and what makes it so different, is actually these little scrubby dots. You can see those little green dots on there. There are 630 dots on each one of these sheets. And that's what makes it so effective, so you can actually scrub with it, unlike what you would do with a paper towel. Which brings me to my next point. Usually people think that this is a paper towel, where in actuality it is super, super durable in both directions. You can see how I can pull it, and it's very, very super durable. And I'll demonstrate how durable it is by how I can pick up this 15-pound kettlebell. So you can see that's 15 pounds right there. And if I can balance it, you can see that it will actually hold this, and it would actually hold it even if it was wet. So it is a really super strong product. It's wobbling all over the place, but it does help hold that up just fine. All right, so now that you see how strong our product is, I'm going to show you some of the features that set it apart from its only competitor, the sponge. So typically you would fold it into fourths, right? And one of the best features about this is how absorbent it is. So I'm sure that you've seen some of the cheaper sponges that don't really get water in deep in the sponge, but this will absorb. And then the greatest thing also about it is also rinses free. So you can see I've got dirty dishes here, of course, like I normally do. And if I wipe this out and have stuff stuck on it, and I rinse it out, it rinses free. And it's thin enough, and because of what it's made out of, that if I squeeze it out and I just hang it dry, it dries so quickly that that's why it doesn't harbor bacteria. So when you look at the sponge and how thick it is and the material that it's made out of, that's why the sponge ends up being so stinky and harboring bacteria. Now I'm just going to show you a little bit about the versatility of our product versus the sponge and why I like using this so much more than I do the average sponge. So when you get it wet and you have it folded into fourths, you can notice that the places you can get into a glass or other things that you can't get a sponge into, yeah? So when you go here, the scrubby dots, when you've got lipstick along the edge of your wine glass, the scrubby dots totally take all of that off. And in addition, I can get my hand all the way down in the very bottom and scrub that little bit of wine that's in the bottom of the glass. A sponge is not going to be doing that. You're not going to get all those edges. You're not really going to be able to get into the edge of the cup. Plus, look at all the bacteria that's going to be on that going in your glass. Yuck. So if you look at a cup like this, you can see all those ridges. Sometimes things will get stuck in there. I can get my fingers all the way in and scrub those ridges really, really well with the scrubby dots, which is awesome as well. And one of my favorite things about this product ever is when you use it on your mop. So very easy, you get it slightly wet, and you can use it with your cleaning products or whatever hardwood floor products that you want to. But you can see that you just poke the edges in there. And what differs with this, or what makes it different than the material that comes with the mop normally, is again the scrubby dots. So when you have mud on the floors, a lot of people out there have pets, and you're trying to scrub things off the floor. When you don't have the dots, it takes a lot more scrubbing. It's not as easy to be able to get that stuff off of your floor. So not only is this product versatile, but it's also got longevity. That's one of the best things that features about the product as well. So a lot of these, you can see, some of them are 8, 10 months old. So once you've used them in your kitchen, you use the first set on your dishes, maybe the second set you use on your countertops, and then the uses just keep going on and on. So a lot of these we've had in our garage. You can use them to scrub your boat. You can use it to scrub your barn, your horse trailer, your car, all of those things, and they keep working for a really, really super long time. Like I said, 8 to 10 months here, that's a long time. Instead of throwing them away and littering the landfill with it, like you would the sponge has to be thrown away because it stinks, quite frankly. You're going to throw this away after just probably a few weeks, not be able to get the stink out of it. These can keep working, so we're not throwing them in the landfill. So I've talked about the versatility of Dishdog. Now I want to share with you a little bit more about a really important benefit, especially given the climate that we're in right now in a pandemic. decreasing colds in your household by 40%. So can you imagine that when you have a sponge like this, you have a child maybe in your house that's sick, you're scrubbing your dishes with that, harboring bacteria, harboring those germs in the sponge, and then you're going to wipe your countertops with it. What happens with Dishdog? It actually rinses clean. So that's why it also eliminates odor, 100% eliminating odor versus the sponge. So in our current world, just think about it. When you go into the grocery store, we have so many different options for every single product. We go in there, what do we have? 50 different kinds of cereal, 50 different kinds of chips, 50 different kinds of barbecue sauce. But guess what, people? We only have one option here. The sponge is it. So let's give those consumers something different. Let's give them something that's cutting edge with Dishdog. Dishdog is ready to roll.